Okay, hey guys, welcome. Finally, the StarCraft stream is up and running. Today is the 2015 Varsity eSports Challenge. I am Julian, EmperorZerg Willis, and casting with me this first game from Oxford is the very handsome Ben. What's your in-game name actually?
My name is Jin in-game.
Jin, okay.
Jin, yes.
So EmperorZerg and Jin will be your cast for today. Today is a very exciting pentathlon event. There's 5 games going on. StarCraft 2 and Hearthstone are featured on this B stream, the 1v1 stream. It's actually the best stream, that's why it's B. And League of Legends, Dota 2 and CSGO going on the 5v5 stream. So we're going to kick off. We have a 5 1v1 best of 3s between the Cambridge team, which I represent. It's got some cheers. And the Oxford team. Let's hear some cheers for them.
Oxford team! I think that's a lot louder, right?
That's much louder, and given that we're actually in Cambridge, that's really quite impressive. So congrats for coming down. We have 5 players on either team. We've ranked them in terms of skill, starting from Platinum going up to Masters. We're starting with the Platinum games.
We are indeed.
And I believe it's the TVP.
Yes.
Turn on the Cambridge side.
And Protoss first.
Exactly. So I think pretty much without further ado, we can hop into our first game. Map number 1 of this best of 3 is on Varney Research Station. So let's slip into the game. So smooth. We'll give the players the ready. Or ready.
Close enough.
And if we're good, then we'll start. We have AphleX is our Cambridge Terran, and Djangbi is
our Protoss from Oxford.
Exactly. Alright, the game countdown has begun. It's for real now, guys. It's for real.
Been a long time coming, but we are going to first game.
Alright. A heads up for those people who are not sure about the map selection process. We actually have 7 maps in the pool, which is a bit crazy for a best of 3, but I thought let's spoil our players with map choice. They have 2 vetoes each, and then you're left with 3 maps.
Yes, so on this map we have 2 bases, so everybody knows where the other person spawns.
Indeed, and do you want to introduce our players, Ben?
And so in the top we have our Terran player from Cambridge. He is AphleX.
Yeah! Woo! You're crazy, guys.
And going up against him we have our red Protoss player spawning at the bottom. He is Djangbi. Oxford.
Nice. Come on, guys, let's give him some support.
You can tell we've been waiting for some time for the start here at Cambridge.
Exactly. So here we are. Oh wait, actually it hasn't, for some reason, it didn't load with the game heart, which is slightly weird. But anyway, we are in game, and you'll notice this is a 2-player map. It's it's neither really small nor really big 2-player map.
It's quite a long rush distance, of course. So
it is all the way.
Any early pressure really.
Up here I can zoom out and show the rough distance. It's quite a long way. The most important thing for this map, I'd say, is this pocket expansion here. It's quite safe to take a second base, and we'll see if any of the players decide to go for that, or actually do some meta games and.
Exactly. So we'll be expecting to probably see an early expansion. However, if we see some probes or SCVs moving out on the map, we could be seeing some cheese.
Exactly.
It's looking fairly standard.
It is looking fairly standard. A gateway on 14 and. A nice healthy scout for our Protoss player. He wants to see exactly what the Zerg player, Terran player's up to, and he doesn't want to be cheesed. So
it looks like our Terran is now saving up to go for a CC first, or a command center first. So this is looking like a very macro-oriented game so far.
Exactly. I love the CC first build myself, and as I said, on this map with the pocket expansion, it's quite safe. It's quite safe. However.
So I'm a Terran as well, and I would go for the CC first as well. But knowing this Protoss player, we might see some fairly early aggression. It'll be interesting to see how the Terran holds up against us.
See.
His barracks is looking very late.
It is. It should pop down momentarily. So we see the Protoss player is finding out there's nothing here. There's the first barracks. It's going down. Oh, and we have some SCV on probe action. SCV is winning out. Actually, another one is joining the fray.
Our probe needs to go to harassment.
Doing well. Back in the Protoss base, we have a cyber core. No hint of an expansion.
No hint of an expansion, but an early zealot who is going straight across the map. And that's going to be there before the barracks has any movement.
Wow, this is quite strong. First blood. Sorry guys, we missed the probe kill on the units lost. We do have one. We have one dead. However. in the face of this Zealot aggression, I think our Terran player is going to be doing quite well. He's got this wall off, and he's getting 2 barracks. He's not skipping the second barracks to go straight up into a tech build and factory.
Absolutely. And so he'll be fine holding against these melee units as long as he gets a Marine out.
Exactly.
There he goes.
Here comes our first Zealot, and actually the first Marine is nowhere in sight. He gets a good scout, does AphleX, and the Zealot even turns around. So this is his first, sighting of this Zealot. The SCV, is he coming for repair? That's a great response.
That's very, very,
and the Marines, I think this is going to be shut down extremely well.
He's going to be pretty happy about this, right? He's got a wall up, he's got an expansion well ahead of the Protoss.
Oh my god, this is...
A bit of a twitch there. Clearly the nerves are showing in this first game.
So, let's see, he's held off this aggression. The Protoss player has invested quite a lot into this double Zealot and Mothership Core aggression. But let's see if the Terran player can actually not overreact to this, because our Protoss player is following this up with an expansion. It has been scouted very nicely by our Terran player. Here he goes. He's scouting around.
And he could even cancel this bunker, I think. Yeah, I think he's going to let it complete just to be safe.
He does. He does let it complete. He's got 4 Marines in there. I like to see him poke down the ramp and just check out that there's no pylons down here. Yeah. There's no actual continued aggression. But he can kind of tell that because he did see all of this in the Protoss main way. There's only 1 gateway, for example. That's fine. Mothership Core.
Mothership Core harass going on, causing a few SCVs to be pulled.
Yep, no kills, but lost mining time is economic damage.
And we've got a supply block for our Terran, which is not great.
Oh dear. He could cool down a lot of supplies or a lot of mules, actually. I think he's a nice Terran player because he says, mules are Imber, let's not use them. We don't need them.
We've got 4 stacked up here, haven't we? Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, we're getting an observer from our Protoss player. This is quite nice. He's not actually going for any sort of immortal bust at the front. But he's not actually following up his tech with a robo, so I think he's content to sit back a bit, macro up. Let's see how many units. The probe count, SCV count is actually not bad for Protoss, seeing as he was a base down for a long time.
Not bad at all, and we have from our Terran player a reactor, so it looks like he might be going into some Widow Mine drops, perhaps.
Indeed, and unfortunately, not a stim or combat shield being researched. That's a slight opportunity missed here.
Right. Oh, he's going for concussive shells, which is not what we would expect.
Ooh, to go with his Zero Marauder army. I'm loving this.
Exactly. So we've got a niche tactic coming up from the Terran, perhaps just to throw off our Protoss player.
Yeah. And in the meantime, here we go. Here comes the Colossus tech that us Terran players know and love. As in hate, and we're going up to a total of 3 gates, so still quite conservative. To be honest, the supplies are quite low at this stage of the game, only 44, 46. The macro isn't out of control for these players, I'd say.
We have a supply block for our Protoss player. Oh no,
it's Terran. It's Terran again. It's another supply block. Oh, everyone's supply block. And this mana is actually, he's going to be mana block soon. It's crazy.
So we're showing our nerves in the first game here.
Exactly.
We have a large gas bank for our Protoss player who seems to have forgotten Thermal Lance. So his Colossus tech will be a bit stinted at first.
That's true. There's nothing going on down here, but what I'd like to note is actually we're not going for Widow Mines, we're going for double Medivac. So I think we're going to have some good aggressive play from our Cambridge Terran player. Protoss has himself in a reasonable position with this observer, and maybe he gets a couple more to just check for drops, but he's lost all map control that he had earlier with those Zealots.
Exactly, so he's not going to be expecting this, or at least he hasn't scouted it. However, it will not be the strongest drop because we, as we said earlier, don't have stim or combat shield on these bio, and so it's going to struggle to do too much damage if he has his Colossus out in time, which it looks like he will.
You will. I don't think this Terran push can really do any damage here. There's force fields. There's a Colossus. If he's on point with the force fields, he can just shut this down. What I would love to see the Terran player to do is a double pronged attack. Maybe a poke at the ramp and hit the back with a drop. But this observer is seeing absolutely everything.
Yes, he's seen everything with the observer. But this map is hard to protect, even if you know it's coming, because these bases are quite far away from the ramp to the back natural.
Indeed. Look at this. The SCV in pro production is, I'm gonna be honest here, a bit woeful. Stim is almost finished. This is almost an anti-timing here. I'm not liking this. There's a good force
fielded out, but we've got a drop in the natural.
Oh, he's dropping anyway. Dropping the natural is getting massively shut down.
By 2 Colossi.
And here, deflected. Very good deflection from our Protoss player, and look at his follow-up. Double forge.
So our Protoss player is going to be fine here. Our Terran hit before his stim, before his combat shield. It was, as you say, a bit of an anti-timing.
This is seen again by our Protoss. This Observer is fantastic, and he's got his units already in position. Colossi were bugging out a bit, and Photon Overcharge is already cast. Our Terran player needs to be careful not to lose this Medivac. But the supplies are very, very even, actually, and the Viking production has started.
Supplies are even. I think we might expect to see maybe an expansion from our Protoss player soon. He's well ahead, and often in games you want to just get further ahead when you're already ahead. However, we do have in the Protoss Natural a lack of gas mining, which is really going to hurt from our Protoss
and only
player.
2 in here, so his gas income is quite low. There we go. 3 and 3, that's good. In contrast, our Terran players a bit more conservative on the gas. His upgrades are coming, but they are actually behind the Protoss upgrades. And let's see, oops, sorry, if this drop is sneaking all the way around, can get any damage. A couple of probe kills, perhaps.
Indeed, but we're still missing combat shield on our Marines, so they're pretty weak.
Is he not a bad trade? Can he pick up and get out? Yes, he can. Is he just going to bounce straight
to the natural?
This high level play, the Protoss would never expect it.
Extreme APM here.
And that's good, you know, 4 probe keys, 4 probe kills. For some reason...
and the Medivac will escape, which I don't think anybody could have predicted.
And look at this, the Protoss is taking a small supply lead. Economies, I'd say, are about equal, but no one's committing to a third base. Oh, I'm wrong. Here we are.
There's a Protoss third base.
Oh, and
both of them, of course, yes.
I can't even
Of course, I was just trying to surprise you. But we're seeing a good Viking camp now from our Terran player. I think we've got 6 out already, and this is going to do very well against the Colossus camp, which is only at about 3. We might see a switch into Templar tech soon from our Protoss to try and counter that Viking army. And there we go, we see our Templar archives going down just now in the Protoss space.
Templar, yep. Our Terran player is expanding the number of barracks, which is nice as he goes up to third base. He's hitting, 6 barracks, but he's got like no add-ons. I really want to see that. His upgrades are stalled because there's no armory. In contrast, Protoss is powering on with his 2-2. Map control is contested by a probe and a Marine, and that's some good awareness there. Yes, an extra probe kill there.
So it'd be good to see some more observers perhaps for our Protoss. His natural is not looking particularly well observed, and we have a drop heading down towards it right now.
A double drop, in fact. Let's see, and where's his army? He has 2 Stalkers in position, but apart from that, it's well out of position. This could do some real damage. He's boosting well before, actually. Oh, this is great. This is an excellent drop here. I think he could get a lot of damage done. Let's see what he goes for. Does he go for the... He actually targets the Nexus, and he's going to get it, I think. Look, the Protoss army is nowhere. He's going to probably pick up and get out. This is fantastic. Yes!
An excellent pick-up.
Oh, a fantastic drop. A supply box for our Protoss player as well. He scans the third base just to see, you know, how far ahead he is.
And of course, this might just trigger the A move from our Protoss player, who, once you get behind, you might just want to try it and even the score a bit.
I wonder if these armies are actually going to pass each other. No, he has the spotter Medivac to spot the army and boost away very, very nicely. So here, these armies are very well matched.
We see the Vikings come around, maybe try and snipe a Colossus as it lags behind the Stalker army.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be a very, very important engagement. He's getting trapped. The scan goes down. The double scan.
So our Terran is trying to decide whether or not to commit here.
The spreading.
I don't think he can take him in a straight-up fight. There's too many Colossi.
If he can take down a couple in this fight, that would be good. He's actually going to probably clean them up, which is fantastic.
He's definitely getting 3, isn't he?
Yeah, that's not a bad trade. Given that he's ahead in economy, he can actually just rebuild his army. Saying that his macro is really slipping. If the Protoss pushes now...
We see a 30 supply lead for our Terran.
For Terran, but it's not in army supply. His army is actually looking quite weak right now. So the longer that Protoss delays, the better it is. And we've lost 19 probes in the meantime.
We see a forward.
It's a massive drop. I apologise. The upgrades get destroyed, so we're still at 2-2 actually. And this cheeky bunker from the start of the game proving its weight of worth in gold. The third base is getting decimated, but can Terran hold on? This is quite close.
It's looking close. I don't think this drop is going to get too much more work done. It looks like the Protoss army is just going to wreck in the Terran base.
This is quite close.
This is looking
the
grim
Colossus
for our
is actually
Cambridge
getting
player.
shot down by our Vikings. That might make all the difference now.
Now it's just Stalkers versus a bunker. It's getting mass repaired.
Oh, and look at the Marines!
Force fields.
Out of nowhere, the Marines come. It is 2-2 against 1-1, however.
No, there was no blink micro to be done. These Stalkers are looking less and less effective.
Indeed, I think Terran might hold here, but at what cost? 2-2 is actually almost about to finish, but supplies are dead even. It's 2 base against 2 base, and these Stalkers, they need to get out of there. Just going to get cleaned up, I think.
And I think our Protoss is committing too much to this. He's lost his he's lost his Colossi, and I don't think there's much he can do from here.
So, he's actually committing even further. I think this is a big mistake. His supply is just going to drop further and further down. There were a lot of SCVs killed, and we're actually even in economy almost. Oh,
gateway reinforcements trickling across the map, which I think need to be turned around pretty soon. And there we go.
True. He's rebuilding his Nexus, and in response, we have the CC floating over to the 3rd base. That's great.
I like this move. It's a low econ game now, and that's the advantage of Terran, is they have those movable main bases.
And what's going to be really, really strong in this low army engagements are the Marine, the Bio Medevac harasses, and just low army count skirmishes. That's where the Bio really shines. So I would love to see our Terran player push across now and hit before we have many more Robo tech units out.
Absolutely, but it looks like our Protoss player is switching into Templar tech now, and that makes our Viking production in the Terran main base quite obsolete, because Storm is going to be a fantastic counter to the Bio our Marine player is going to go for.
20 seconds left, and I don't see any form of Ghost Academy at all, so I think this Storm could do huge damage.
I think so. Those Templars have been out for a while. They're banking up a lot of energy.
They might not get a chance to do Storm. They should be here doing feedbacks, but I think this drop might do massive damage. Oh, he's splitting it up to a double prong, double drop.
This is going to be an intense micro battle between our 2 players.
What's here?
The fresh Nexus is looking fairly doomed at this point.
This is great. The drop comes across, and we might see the Protoss army. It gets 1A move back, so that this drop here is going to do fantastic damage. The Nexus is getting targeted down. Can it go out?
This is close.
I think he's going to get it.
Some real work, but he's going to get the 3rd.
It goes down, and in the meantime, what's happening? Yes!
Yes!
Fantastic play by a Terran player. He's going to get... Oh, he's going for the neck. This is quite greedy, actually.
But this Nexus is going down fast. He might lose a lot of bio, but it looks like he's just going to get it.
He gets out! He gets out!
And the backs are fine.
That's fantastic play. And look at this as well. 4th CC. He's really in command of this game. He supply blocks his opponent with a double Nexus kill. I think this is pole playing, not AphleX.
Absolutely, but we're still seeing a continued Viking production against the exclusively Templar-based army. I'm not sure how this is going to shape up for the Terran player in a big engagement.
Now, this is the important point. Can these Storms clean up this Terran army? It's going to be difficult, but this is a very strong Protoss army. It's engaging sequentially. The Vikings are landing. They've got no Colossus to fight.
And we're seeing an Archon being morphed instead of Storm.
Yeah.
Oh my god! 7 High Templar coming in.
I think it might be a bit too late. Like, these are some nice Storms.
The splits are non-existent.
Oh! There we go! And the Protoss brings it back. Can he push on? Can he just take out this base and do damage?
We have
2 Vikings.
40 workers about to get stormed by 7 High Templars.
Oh! No! 17 workers killed. He's pushing back up the ramp, and the bunker isn't there anymore.
And without the bunker, it might not be possible for our Terran player to survive. His production is getting camped. He's only got Marines pumping out, and I think this might be too late.
Thing is, we've had a drop. We're back into this crazy base trade scenario. There's some SCVs going actually to this gold base,
which could be the game-changing factor here.
He needs to lift. The Protoss is scattered. He does lift. This is great. But what's the Terran production? He's actually got a pretty decent army here.
It's mostly SCVs though, and against Archons, I'm not too sure of his chances.
Oh my god, this is going to be make or break. This is a fantastic game. The Terran, he's moved. No, he's moving.
No, he's going to mine more gas, but I don't think he needs it. He's got a massive mineral bank.
This is a really tight game.
We're getting down to 4 Marauders versus Morphing Archons, and I think it's too close to call.
This is crazy. I think the Terran player has it because of this gold base, but his production has been wrecked. He's got no add-ons here. His production sucks.
He's got no add-ons, but at the same time, with
He's
only
microing.
gateways.
He's
And the Archon takes down the Marauder in the Battle of the Century.
And look at this, our Protoss player hasn't rebuilt his Nexus. He's long distance mining at this point. I don't think he can win the game. Look at this. This is continued production from our Terran player. He's just adding more barracks. I think the longer this game goes on, he has won, surely.
Absolutely, and we see, what is it, 5-6 barracks going down. He's just going to pump out some more Marines and walk across the map.
And look at that, the scans, they should be mules, but we'll ignore that. Oh my god, look at the energy.
Well, this is the scan timing being built up throughout the game, exactly in time for this kind of situation.
Our Terran player, he knows that he's ahead. He knows he killed those Nexuses. The economy of the Protoss player is in shreds.
I think the question now is, can these Templar moving out across the map mind game our Terran player into thinking the Protoss is further ahead than he actually is?
But look at this, he doesn't know about the gold base. He doesn't know about it.
That's a huge factor, but these Marines will go down very quickly to the amount of
ready.
storm built.
Oh my goodness!
That's a huge storm!
He needs to split! Come on! Oh, another victim! Some good splits there.
And the Archon being incredibly cost efficient.
But look at our production tab. There's nothing coming from our Protoss player. His income is next to nothing. If Terran can spend his massive bank instead of funding his kids through education, he can actually win this. But there's a lot of Archons. There's some SCVs. This game is so close.
Incredibly close.
Look at the supplies. It's 41 to 46. Can he kill these Archons?
It's looking good for Terran player. He's got enough production. Can he increment it out fast enough?
And
it looks like he's taking it.
This is the last scan of the Protoss.
And the gold base is being so important.
He's
finally scouted by our Protoss.
He puts down a proxy pylon. But what's he gonna build?
What's he gonna warp in with no money?
He's got nothing at this stage. Absolutely nothing. And AphleX, he recognises that. Is he going for a drop, or is he actually gonna clutch defend this base?
I think it's gonna be a defense of the gold. He knows it's been scouted.
Are there any storms left on the map? I don't want to see any more SCVs die.
There are no more.
They're getting completely picked up.
There's only 2 Archons for our Protoss player and 1 Observer. At this point, it might be too much.
The micro is strong, but there's a flank of Templar and Zealot.
3 Zealot to the Templar. Will it be enough? It looks like enough to take out this last Terran army.
Yes, but look at the 7 Marines being produced. If he just sacrifices this base and attacks with these units, I feel he could do it.
1 more Templar against about 20 Marines. If there's no splits, this could be enough for our Protoss.
Look at this.
So close.
The Marine count is huge, but there's a Templar, and he's gonna have Storm. He has one
storm and 2 Archons. This is going to be a lot of splash damage.
Oh, and the CC, it might go down unless it's repaired.
And we look at this, we have a pre-split from our
This is being
player.
repaired.
It looks like he's going to flank.
This is great. This is
great.
great.
No, he's sending submarines across the map. This is not what he wants to do.
Oh my god, this could be a base
He needs all of his units in the same place.
Here we are. It's a great flank. The storm.
Is huge!
The Templar gets picked off. But this Terran army is not going to be able to cope, I don't think.
And that was all because he split his army across the map. But it looks like he has enough money to keep on pumping out Marines.
Look at this. When's he going to go in?
And our Protoss has been in long distance mining for almost about 5 minutes now. He should have built his Nexus perhaps.
I can't believe how good this game is. I think this bio should be the end of it and clean up. There's nothing here. There's just probes across the map. Yes, there's some Archons. Yes, there's some Zealots. But the continued production of Terran players should be able to clean this up.
And I think we're going to see these Zealots go down. And
a 21 kill Executor Archon. This guy is unreal. He's whacking up the kills. But look down here. The base is being cleaned up.
And it'll be
GG from our Terran player.
What a game to kick it off.
That is match 1, game 1 of a 5 best of 3 series. This is a crazy, crazy game.
Let us hope that sets the tone for the games in this series.
We're back here. I just can't believe what we saw, actually.
I wasn't expecting that. That was an incredibly scrappy game to start things off with.
It was so exciting, though.
Incredibly exciting.
It went, one way, then the other way. There was such a low economy, low supply game, actually, the entire time.
Absolutely. And I don't think either of us could call it for almost the entire game.
I'm scared I've lost my voice from screaming in game 1 of a 10 to 15 game cast.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It would be nice to get some water perhaps. But I think we're going to be moving into game 2 soon.
We'll go for game 2. We might, just have a very, very quick, not break, but we'll just check our players have recovered. We've recovered before we go into game 2. Map 2 is going to be Overgrowth, so another 2-player game.
I think it might be Deadwing.
Sorry, that's of Map Veto 2. Thanks, Ben.
That's okay.
You got me covered. It's Deadwing, so actually that's a 4-player map. Might be a bit bigger in terms of a macro game.
Exactly.
We'll have to see how that pans out. Great.